Summary: we spent 6 days in Newfoundland, which was continuous apart from an overnight stay in Labrador. We took 158 photos, many of which are included in the summary slideshows. We have now been from one side of Canada to the other in a motorhome, British Columbia to Labrador. We loved it. It is a fabulous country and quite an achievement with memories we shall treasure forever. For Newfoundland, the following were some of the highlights of Newfoundland, home of the Newfies. However, as an overview, the Strait of Belle Isle separates the combined province into 2 geographical parts: Labrador, which is a large area of mainland Canada but in fairness so much more remote, and Newfoundland, an island in the Atlantic Ocean. Those highlights are St. John's, as opposed to St. John in NB, fab harbour views here. It is also the capital of the bigger province and the province's largest city, and is also the easternmost city in North America if you exclude Greenland, which isn't really either a city or in North America, although technically as on the North American tectonic plate it counts. St. John's was first inhabited by seasonal fishermen in the early 1500s but was named fully by Sebastian Cabot. We remember moose by the roadside. The wonderful Gros Morne National Park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the second largest national park in Canada. Gros Morne is one of the most uniquely beautiful places in Canada. Nestled on the edge of western Newfoundland, Gros Morne National Park exhibits amazing experiences all year round. One of the most unique times of year to visit is the fall. It was July but still super nice. In fall, the blazing red, yellow and orange hues that are painted throughout the park illuminate the already majestic landscape. Exploring this landscape on the trails, paths, and tours becomes even more magical when you feel like you are the only one here. September and October are much quieter than summer. This grants you the space to enjoy the park peacefully and at your own pace. Visiting Gros Morne during this time is an enchanting experience, and every hike and trail is vibrant, beautiful, and serene. Other visited places were Gander, Bonavista, Conception Bay, St. Mary's, icebergs floating past, St. Anthony Museum and the size of a polar bear. Ferry at St. Barbe to Labrador via a very small corner of Quebec province as the ferry goes to Sablon Blanc, which is 2 kilometers from the border. Very early morning sailing in rain and mist. Indeed, we experience quite a lot of rain, sometimes torrential, which lead to some lovely waterfalls. We parked in the ferry car park overnight so as not to miss it. Port Auxiliary Basque, Deer Lake, Pasadena, Massey Drive, Badger Township, what a great name, Grand Falls, Windsor, sites of Grand Lake, Corner Brook, Crow's Hill Lookout, which we went up and got some fab views and learned more about our world-discovered hero from Middleborough, Captain James Cook. My pal Kevin Jackson was writing a short story about our hero when he sadly passed far too young. You can get Kevin's short story series on Amazon. They are often in the top 10 short stories. Seeing again. The Trans-Canada Highway Old Car Rally near Corner Brook, Fab Whale Museum and houses at Silly Cove, now Winterton, off Highway 74, home of Annie's Rally John Masters, Indian Harbour and Indian Bay, Dead Man's Bay, Dover, Steady Brook, 3 Mile Rock, Terra Nova National Park, Elans or Meadows, Old Pelican, Blong Beach, Pynns Brook, The Arches Provincial Park, Springdale, South Brook, Great Cove, Gambo, The Pelican, Nymph Island, Portland Creek, Little Heartsease, such a lovely name, and the equally wonderfully named Come By Chance, Red Rocks, Noddy Bay, Hawke's Bay, Daniels Harbour, St. Lunaire Griquet, The Arches NP, SS Ethy in Gros Morne NP, Southport Trinity Bay, Bourne and Shallow Bays, Gunners Cove, Cape Ray, Pigeon Cove, Fishing Point Park and Wreck House Brook plus its fab old railway sign. We lived Newfoundland a lot, an Atlantic island that had a lot going for it. But one word of warning: do not travel at night with all those moose around. It could be fatal. Lots have bounced across people's bonnets and crashed through their windscreens. I'm just saying, sorry.
Cinderella is on the last train that stops at every station. Yes, she stayed long after midnight. Yes, she gave in to temptation. She thought her lipstick and her hairspray would stand her in good stead. And Cinderella station. Yes, she stayed long after midnight, and she gave in to temptation. She thought her lipstick and her hairspray would stand her in good stead, and Cinderella is on the last train when she should be home in bed. The man, he stares at her reflection, hoping he won't catch her eye. She's just a face against the darkness, the streetlights flying backwards in the sky. The train, it stops between two stations. A cold wind blows over his knee, and he's filled with trepidation when he thinks where he should be. Not with Cinderella on the last train that stops at every station. Yes, he stayed long after midnight, and yes, he gave in to temptation. He thought her lipstick and her hairspray would stand him in good stead. He's with Cinderella on the last train when he should be home in bed. In the distance, like one they'd never seen before. Now there's a poem on the window, and there are bird marks on the floor. And the collector walks straight past them, returning to his flask of tea. He's smiling safely in the knowledge he's the only one that's paid to be with Cinderella on the last train that stops at every station. Yes, she stayed long after midnight, and yes, she gave in to temptation. She thought her lipstick and her hairspray would stand her in good stead. Now Cinderella is on the last train when she should be home in bed. 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 Francesca's grown up, works in the city. Her clock biologically ticking away.